Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to all my witches, warlocks, writers, and wanderers. Today is Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. I am Kibby I'm Authortubes, lesbian psychic stoner, and I'm here to entertain you with a little bit of witchy things, some horoscopy things, some ranty things. We're changing things up on this channel, and I got a couple announcements. So let me run the opener, and we'll get on with it. All right, so I have been a busy little bee the last couple of days, getting a lot of opinions, a lot of information, a lot of everything else in regards to my channel. And since I have so much going on in the background, I need a little bit more work. I've decided to kind of slim down and streamline the channel, the live streams a little bit, just so I can bring you more content on the back end. So first of all, for everyone that's new here, hello, hi, how are you? First of all, thank you to my repaid crew. I love you. I see you. The numbers go up and I really appreciate it. And my new subscribers, hello and welcome. Just remember to like and press the little like button and comment, you know, to make the little algorithm happy. YouTube likes that kind of stuff, and then more people can see my channel, and then, you know, we can grow our little community here. And then so just a quick few things. So let me give you a rundown of how we do things around here. First of all, I do channel announcements to give you guys a little overview of what we're doing for the next couple months. Then we go into a 10-minute sprint. Then we cover current events and opinion rants. Then we do a 20-minute sprint. And then after that, I do our horoscopes and our readings. I do have 3 of my clients. I have Erica, Noah, and Chandler. I have your guys's lined up. Erica, you wanted these cards. This was Noah. Noah, you have those 2. And then Chandler, I have that deck for you. So just so you all know, I did get your messages. So we have that. But and then after that we end the stream. Since things are getting a little bit different and going a little bit crazier around here, I'm going to do the channel announcements, and then I'm going to explain to you guys how we are going to change up the channel a little bit. Okay. First of all, if you haven't looked yet, we have 3 new uploaded videos under the video department. We have the St. Paddy's Day with Jack in Ireland, and it was our little drinky celebration. I have my Book of Shadows in progress, which is just a quick sped up run through of all the art that I do with some music in the background. And then the third one is the Book of Shadows for all of you, for all my students, for everybody who's interested. It gives a detailed run through of the Book of Shadows. I am looking for recommendations. I did notice YouTube glitched the video on the back end. I could delete it and upload it again, but there's no point. When I watched through the video that I have on my computer, it was fine. So I don't know what happened there. I did notice it when I watched through it, but thank you for letting me know. Second of all, I will next time put up, I'm going to figure out how to do the videography where I can zoom in and get close-ups of everything. So you guys, because I saw that you appreciated me putting the close-ups of the little stuff, but I guess the bigger stuff, I agree, it was kind of, on some pages, it was kind of too blurry to be able to actually see. So I will be changing that up as well. For all of you that have been waiting for the reaction, the Law Tea reaction with Cora and Kibby, we're actually going to be changing it up to a little bit more of a reaction series. we'll have to, the details are still being worked out in the background, but just know around May-ish, there is going to be some launching of some new videos with hopefully some new, we have some new ideas being thrown around in the back. Then I have my Psycho to Psychic series, which is in the progress and being worked on, and that will be coming out around May-ish as well. In April, we have our Beltane celebration with the week of free readings. I'm also going to offer up the promo again for any of you who've run out, Brian, who want to do the 5 readings for $20 deal again. I'm going to offer that during that week, free week of reading streams. And that's going to be April 31st to May 4th. And then May 5th, we're going to have a Cinco de Mayo debunking and a rebirthing celebration to celebrate not only Cinco de Mayo, which... there's a reason I'm saying debunking, but also to celebrate my rebirth. And I will be giving a little background and reason, like what happened, story time in regards to what happened to me then. And then June, I'm doing another free week of free readings from June 16th to June 20th, where again, I'll be promoting the $5 or 5 readings for $20 promo. And the readings that I'm talking about are the ones you guys see online. The $5 deal or the 5 for $20 readings promo means that you allow me to do your readings online. So people can see and I can get in basically to help me get more clients. So that's going to be available for you. And then we have one of the things might get delivered actually while we're streaming, but we're going to continue with the WitchCasket monthly subscription, and then I have another subscription unboxing that I started doing because, let's just say, going to hopefully job interview. There was a prospect that came up. Unfortunately, it fell through. But I went to go look at my wardrobe for an interview, and I looked at my shoes and a couple other things and went, you know what? It's been a couple years since I replaced some of my work wardrobe. So we're going to be doing that along with maybe some other fun wardrobe-y stuff. But we have those two like a clothing subscription box, and then the WitchCasket subscription box that we're going to start unboxing. So those are just a couple of things that are coming up. I mean, we're changing direction with the channel. A lot of you have graduated. A lot of you have moved on. Many of you have referenced to me that the horoscopes have been helping you. However, I even bounced it off a couple of people who are not my students, that are just my general watchers. And there are some things that I cover on my channel that that don't really help you guys out. And it's a little more confusing for you than anything. And going into detail, if you're interested, it's easier if you're a student of mine, but for the most part. So there's a couple things that we're going to be streamlining. Number one, for any of you that liked the planetary energy overviews and the planetary aspects, we're going to be taking those parts out. I will cover the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars, but out of that, unless the planets actually change signs or whatever else and it influences the actual horoscope, I'm not going to cover it anymore. A lot of my students, the students that needed me to cover the planetary aspects have graduated. They cover their own aspects now. There's no need for me to be covering them. So in that note as well, I've been getting a lot of good response in regards to, like, people love my reactions. So we're going to be kind of beta testing out a different couple series and seeing what's going on, but we're going to be shortening our live streams. If you noticed in the opening, there's only 3 things that we're really doing now: channel announcements, current event and opinion overviews, and then horoscopes and readings. And that is basically just in hopes to get it all out there, be able to give me more time in the background to get stuff done, because just doing the first step of a 5-step process for 8 seasons of something has taken me a week, and it's going to be a process. It's also taken up a lot of computer memory, almost 1 terabyte actually. So I've got to streamline the process on that end. And yeah, I'm hoping it'll be a lot more fun for you guys. We're still going to do horoscopes. We're still going to do readings because I know that all of you benefit. Like when I mentioned about maybe not doing horoscopes anymore, wow, did my students throw a fit. But also I found out that not only does Cora, but a couple other of my regular watchers benefit from the horoscopes immensely. Two of which actually were honest and openly told me that they only come for the horoscopes and skip all the way to the horoscopes, which doesn't help my watch time. But I digress. I don't blame you. I do the same thing on other people's YouTube channels. When you're watching YouTube, do you think of the analytics on the background? No, you're just watching a YouTube episode. So I don't blame you guys. But on that note, we are going to jump into a 10-minute sprint for any of my other clients that are watching, because I can see that my number keeps popping in and out. Send me the question if you want me to do a reading for you, because I am doing readings this stream. But actually, before we do that, I want to brag a little bit. If you always notice, I only ever wear usually one nail polish color, and it's black. And that's because I am very picky, very picky when it comes to nail polish colors, or, obviously you guys see me wear like 5 colors: gray, black, white, teal, green, but I found my absolute fave nail polish color, and it's who's this company? Sally Hansen gel. This is the only product I've ever used for my nails because my nails actually get stronger when I use it, and B, it actually stays on my nails. I use the 3-step series, but this is the color that I use, and it's number 644. I don't even know. Distressed denim. Of course it's distressed denim. I think that was my favorite crayon color growing up too. But so if any of you are wondering, that is the color. That is the nail polish. And I love it. From far away, it matches the gray. From close up, it's blue. There's a little bit of a sparkle to it. I love it. So you're going to see now you're going to see me with 2 nail polish colors. But anyway, we're going to jump into a 10-minute sprint. Hello, my dear. Hello, Cora. Hey, I've been in and out because of dinner and bedtime. Of course, trying to finish video editing before writing. I know what that's like. A girl, and the pile on you do for yourself for April. I give you props being a mom and everything else. And thank you. It is, I thought it was too, and I'm stoked on it. So, but we're going to jump into a 10-minute sprint. You can feed the kiddos and maybe get 1 or 2 to bed. I'm going to get things organized. Anybody want a reading? Let me know. I am actually working on on some of the stuff for the background for the project that we're working on. So I'm not going to mention what we're working on. We're still muting the sound. We have figured out a way to get around whoever the many bad words person is that is trying to copyright nature sounds. Thank you, Cora. So eventually, sooner rather than later, we will have a new background with ocean waves. It's coming. But for now, gonna mute it, not gonna deal with them. They want to be jerks. I'm gonna let karma kick their butt. So I will see you guys in 10 minutes in 3, 2, 1. And don't forget to... Amy, you are on it, aren't you? I'm sorry again. It is the Armin, of course it's Armin van Buren, and of course it's a Tomorrowland, but it's the 2023 Freedom Stage episode, and then it's at minute mark 1 hour 31 and 06. All right, love you, girl. And man, girl, you are on it. All right. That's the end of that sprint. And Erica, I'm going to go ahead and do yours per your request. I think you did this to me last time where you said you were leaving. So, and you just wanted a work reading. So, these cards are new. All right. What do we got here? Oh. Okay, that's weird. We've got the Knight of Discs. We've got the Knight of Swords. And then we've got the Ace of Swords. So you've got some strong energy in this because these are higher level cards. They're not major arcana cards, but they are higher level cards. And the fact that you have all, like normally you would have smaller ruler in here. Is this going to give me, okay, it is. All right. So give me a second. Let me figure out which way this book goes. There's Ace. Okay. So, and we had the Knight of Discs. And that's, we were in Swords. Okay, so we're going to go this way, and it's going to go the same way. So we've got, you can't see it, but it's right there. Knight of Discs, methodical wealth management, planning and preparations, worldly esteem. Oh, no, that's the King of Discs. Sorry, correction. Pragmatic and steadfast. The Knight of Discs stands for achievements of your own goals, wishes through patience and hard work. I was going to say, I was like, that's not matching up to what I know about you, Eric. That's not it. That's more it. Yeah. Through persistence and hard work, you've gotten to where you are, yeah, that's past, of course. That's exactly okay. Now that we know we're on the right track, because I was just like reading that first part and I was like, no, she has worked her butt off to get exactly where she is. Okay, so Knight of Swords. For the Knight of Swords, we've got sharp-minded and bold. Knight of Swords embodies the joy of an intellectually stimulating argument. Bestowing humble and needs treaties. This is an art of persuasion practiced with moral ambiguity. So if this is in regards to work, which it is, because that's what you asked for, basically there's somebody coming in where they're trying to give you advice. They're trying to let you know, like, hey, I know this, we're trying, it looks like they're trying to give you advice on what's the best way to handle the situation, and you're not listening. So we'll see what the Ace of Swords is, but the fact that it's reversed, I have a feeling that, okay, so I'm going to put it this way. Sometimes you don't have to like a person to respect the knowledge and the position they have. And that might be what's coming in, is you don't necessarily, this isn't a partnership. This is a partnership, but it's a business. You're not having to go home with this person. So if you guys can agree enough so that you can understand what he's trying to say and maybe gain a different perspective, because here's another thing. In the horoscopes today, I see why your angels wanted you to get this done now. In the horoscopes today, they have a lot of perspective-oriented energies where new information, revelations, stuff like that are coming in both on Thursdays and Fridays. And if you are doing, and I know you in business, you usually do business meetings Friday nights and Saturday nights. Your angels might be telling you, but there's somebody that you need to take with you on this weekend's business trips that might not be somebody that you necessarily want to be with necessarily or like all that much, but that doesn't mean that they don't have knowledge. Pick their brain. Don't like them for their personality. Like them for the knowledge that you can gain from them. And let's check with the Ace of Swords to just clarify, to make sure that we're getting that right for you, because Ace of Swords in reverse is not the best of things. Difficulties in cutting to the heart of the matter, cannot see what is wildly right in front of them, anxious and overthinking. This facilitates them in the wrong direction. So, yeah. I would take your personal judgment out of the situation and understand, hey, I'm not marrying this person. It's not like I have to go home and invest in a house with this person. Okay. But that doesn't mean that I can't deal with them for the short amount of time, pick their head for knowledge, and then move on. Okay. So and I understand, Erica, why you're a lot like me. You're very stubborn. You don't necessarily want to work with somebody when you don't necessarily want to work with them, but your angels are coming in strong with the fact that the benefit outweighs the pain, basically. So that's what you're going to want to do with that. So now that we covered that for Erica, because she wanted that done before she went on her trip or whatever you're doing tonight. I'm going to go over a couple of things. So I found, this is just going to be some of the current rants that I was talking about. So I found some funny information when it came to April Fools, because I don't know about you guys, but being neurodivergent, being a psychic, being spicy, seeing the things that I see and the tricks that negative entities pull on people, I don't necessarily like April Fool's Day. Okay, I have a lot of issues with it. Do demons use April Fool's Day to their advantage? Yes. There is a huge amount of manipulation that happens by the beings on the other side when it comes to April Fool's Day. So instead of like people jumping into it and everything else with everybody else, I decided to just do a little bit of research on it and figure out, hey, you know what? Where did April Fool's come from and everything else? So, in my research, I found out that basically the story of April Fools goes back to 1500s France, when the Julian calendar that was established by Julius Caesar was replaced with the Georgian calendar. And this is when I started realizing that there might be an actual core-rooted reason as to why I don't like April Fool's Day. So between 1392 and 1561, the day was often referenced in poems and literature, including Nuns and Priests' Tale by Chaucer. And then from 1508 to 1686, it was referenced as a prankster day in many literature surrounding Europe. During that same time, New Year's Day was celebrated on March 25th till April 1st in the European towns. Because the Georgian calendar changed things, the old Europeans still celebrated based on the pagan calendar, the Wiccan calendar, the one that I attune to. Very interesting. Those who celebrated on January 1st often made fun of those that celebrated New Year's on April 1st by introducing April Fool's Day. Guys, April Fool's Day was literally a day to make fun of people because they changed the calendar on them. I was like, are you serious? Like, so this was just another way for the Christians to make fun of the pagans? I was dumbfounded. I was just like, no wonder I hate April Fool's Day. Like, no wonder I hate the trickery that happens on that day. Official documents state that pranks on April 1st started in 1868 with John Aubrey, as he referred to the celebration as Fool's Holy Day. The first British reference was on April 1st in 1698 as well, with several people who were tricked into going to the Tower of London to see the lions washed. I have no idea what that means. I tried to look up what it means, and I was just like, I couldn't find anything. And then I was like, it must be one of just like those old terms that they used to use. I don't know. However, on a lighter note, on a happier note, some traditions that actually go around for April Fool's Day is in Ireland. It was traditional to entrust the victim with an important letter to be given to a named person. That person would read the letter, then ask the victim to take it to someone else, and so on. The letter, when opened, contained the words, "Send the fool further." In Nordic countries, most news media outlets would publish exactly one false story on April 1st for newspapers. This was typically be on a first page article, but not the main headline. In Poland, it was known as a day of pranks in the centuries-long tradition of pranksters. So evidently, it wasn't just people making fun of people for celebrating according to the Georgian calendar um, in Europe, but evidently in European towns, it evidently spread worldwide. And I was kind of offended. I was really taken aback because I was just like, I've never found the pranks and the fools done on April 1st is funny. There are some, okay, like for instance, there's a company that I applied for where on their website they actually had for April Fool's Day to sign up for a painting class using invisible ink. They had discovered and revolutionized invisible ink, and you could sign up to take a course where the entire, learn how to paint with invisible ink. I thought it was hilarious. It was the cutest thing that I thought. And those, like that kind of stuff, I love. But the mean pranks I'm totally against. So I just want to pop in here and say hi, Connie. Hello. How are you? It's good to see you. Thank you for coming in. And then Sandy. Hello, my Sandy. Hello. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you guys popping in. To keep going, I just wanted to mention there on the last stream, literally on Monday, I had made the prediction or done I've started a what if section, because this is what my angels do when they bring in predictions. Is it's always just like, what if this happened? What if this happened? And it's like one of those things where the what ifs end up coming true. So the what ifs that I noticed yesterday that just happened to come true on Tuesday. And of course, because it happened on April Fool's, I thought it was a prank, but no. I referenced that a large shift is going to be happening in the UK. And it would equate to, like, it equals to the people. And it says this will equate to a big movement in the right direction. This political exposure will reveal core root of the overall country's problems and how our country's problems and how it infiltrated and became and how it can be stopped. Today I heard about the French the French Republican candidate that was in the front runner for the election in France, had just been found guilty of wire fraud and money laundering. And it just so happened to be the same things that they tried to get Trump for. And there's something, my angels were like, this is what we were talking about. This is the thing in the UK, because in the news article, the lady was talking about how the people were really ticked off about this because this young lady just happened to be the front runner and for the presidency, and now they've basically taken her out of the running by doing this. It's what they tried to do to Donald Trump. So I just found that interesting because for some reason my angels are saying that the way it was infiltrated over there is going to expose how things were infiltrated over here. Because I am hearing, and I don't know if this is true, we'll have to wait to see if truth comes out, but I'm hearing that it's like they practiced what to do in the UK and then mastered it over here. And if certain associations that have now been deemed illegal have literally infiltrated to that level, I'm worried. Like, I'm really glad that things have been caught and are about to change. In that regards, I have to thank Stephen Barnes for literally giving me the shock of my life on the note of April Fool's jokes, because he is not one that I would have thought would put out a April Fool's video. However, Thank you for the shock of my life, because he did it well. Basically, from the poles have shifted to it causing a Earth's core eruption, where the pillars under the pyramids that they just discovered are the only way for us to save ourselves. And he had a backpack on and everything, and was like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm heading to Egypt. I'll see you later. I was just like, and then he was like, April Fool. And I seriously was like, I looked out the window kind of like, no, like this can't be happening. So I have to thank you, Stefan Barnes, for giving me the shock of my life, because I usually check to your channel when things get wonky for me to verify whether, it's a sun ejection or whatever else. And considering yesterday, like, things occurred that shouldn't have occurred for another week, I was like, are you kidding me? That would, a polar shift would explain why I'm reacting like this. So thank you for that. Anyway, and I also thought it was incredibly funny. So if you haven't seen his video on his April Fool's joke, I go recommend it. He did it well. He even has the graphics. I think that's probably what convinced me the most that it might be actually true, whereas the computer graphics. Jerk. Anyway, the next thing I wanted to rant about a little bit was I'm actually shocked, because I thought for sure, with the planetary shift of Pluto into Aries, with everybody kind of taking a little bit more calm, collective sigh of relief, I was actually very surprised to find that Sunny Houston and Whoopi Goldberg went off again on The View. And they normally, as you all know, they've been going off a lot. Normally, I leave it alone, because at this point, I'm just like, you guys are rage baiting or whatever. Or they've just figured out that the only way they're going to get clicks and views is if they throw holy hell fits like this. But I need Sunny Houston to remember where her family history, and especially the family history that was revealed on the genealogy stuff, because every time this woman starts opening her mouth about slavery and racism, my head flashes back to the genealogy where on both sides of her family, she came from plantation. Her family wealth. Her money. Yeah. So every time I hear her open her mouth about this stuff, my head just is like, hypocrite. Like, if you're in such arms about it, give up your wealth. Because that's where your wealth came from. And then also, both ladies need to do a little bit of research as to who started selling who first. Because if you actually go back to the root of this situation, you will find that if it wasn't for a certain kind already selling their own people, we would have never gotten the idea to do so. So there's a lot of what's going on here where I'm getting real sick. I'm getting real sick, real sick and tired. If you want to throw a temper tantrum about something and you have facts to back up the reason that you are throwing a temper tantrum, by all means, go for it. But when every fact, every piece of information, a video, including a transcript, including paperwork, all null and voids what you're trying to say, and you're still trying to back it up, continuing to do the same thing over and over and again and expecting a different result is the exact definition of insanity. And at this point, there's a lot of people out there that have really got to stop repeating themselves and have really got to start looking at the facts. And on that note, I really want half of these people in Canada that are throwing the hissy fits about tariffs to actually do their research about the tariffs. Do you not realize that all your president has to do is remove the tariffs that he already has on us? And here's the funny thing is he already says he knows this is all he has to do, but he refuses to do so. So why would America refuse to drop our tariffs against you? Make it make sense. If you're not willing to work with us, why would we work with you? Do you like looking at the fact that 50% of American adults have to subsidize their living with their parents because of the fact that the American economy is so freaking broke that people like me, who can run an entire YouTube channel behind the scenes for fun, can't even get regular employment in a democratic state. I wonder why. We wonder why we're pulling our funding when we're sending billions of dollars to other countries for agendas that, by the way, 50% of the population doesn't even support, according to recent polls. Make it make sense. I don't understand. There's something I learned on the street. And this is actually, it's stupid and ridiculous that I had to end up on the street to figure this out. But it doesn't matter how much evidence you bring to people who do not want to believe the truth, that will allow them to believe the truth. You literally need to just walk away and let them find their own insanity. And I wonder if the person that I'm talking about watches my YouTubes, because you know exactly who you are. Because I went through this where literally I had video evidence, I had photographic evidence, I had audio evidence, and this person still denied exactly what they were doing. So, and her name starts with an A. So there's a lot of this stuff where I'm just kind of like, and then another thing I want to bring up is how is not everybody making such a huge deal about the fact that Sunny, or the astronauts, I forget what her name is, they got stranded. Yes. And you can argue with me all you want. I believe they were stranded by the Biden administration in space. And here's the thing. This is what makes me mad about this, okay? If they had known that they were going to be spending that much time in space, they would have done the physical things that they needed to do. They would have built up the muscle. They would have adjusted their diet. There's things that you do to prep for prolonged exposure in space. They didn't get a chance to. Then they were left there. A 7-day trip turned into a 7-month trip. The amount of havoc that was wreaked on their bodies. And the worst part is there's a clause in there where they can't talk for 7 years. So my heart is breaking, because I know my gut is telling me, I don't know this for a fact, my gut is telling me that they are suffering, they are struggling, and they are suffering. And it's all because literally they were left in space, and it's all by the Biden's administration's fault, and they can't say anything about it. And it sucks. And I just want them to know, I wish people were making a bigger deal of it, because I think some people should be held accountable. I think some people should be held responsible. The amount of damage, the long-term damage, hasn't even been determined of what's going to happen to them. Who's going to pay for their medical bills in the future? Oh, wait, that's right, the taxpayers. But it wasn't our fault that they were left in space. So that's one of those situations where I'm like, I really do believe, from what I can see of the future, is that and this is the Trump haters are gonna hate me, and I'm sorry, but the truth is what they're showing me is, in the future, Biden is going to go down as the worst president in the United States. In 20 years, Biden will be written down in the history books as the worst president in the United States. And it will be doubled down by the fact that Trump and Elon will be seen as the men that saved it. And yes, I see you, Amy. Hold on. In regards to Ukraine, Zelensky needs to stop acting like a spoiled 5-year-old. You went to war. You had none. See, here, I have sympathy for Zelensky up to a point, and here's why. They did nothing to protect themselves. They had plenty of time to build up their arms, build up their military. Frankly, they should have known better from Chernobyl. This whole situation that went down from Chernobyl, as a country, you would have thought, I've got to double down. I've got to make sure that, this stuff ain't going to happen again, that I'm not going to get taken advantage as a country again. I don't feel like the president that I don't feel, and it's not all Zelensky's fault. I mean, I'm sure there was other people in place before him, but he's in place now. And the fact that you expect every country to just go ahead and forgive any debt that you have towards this war is absolutely ridiculous. That's like a kid expecting the government to pay for college and then them not ever having to pay the college back. No, honey, no. You have to pay for your books. You have to pay for your school supplies. You have to pay for your education. You have to pay for the gas mileage and everything else. Sorry, hun, but no. Zelensky, my opinion with this is that he needs to take a knee in regards to understanding what is going on the political front. He is not going to come out of this war unscathed. He's going to lose land. He's going to lose money. The important part is that they stop killing each other. At least with people and lives, you can rebuild a country. Without people and lives, it's hard to rebuild a country. Physically, metaphorically, emotionally, on any level. So that is kind of where I stand on it is unless, and it's free will, unless Zelensky changes his direction on this, we could be in trouble. But again, as I say that, the angels fled in and is like, okay. And yeah, I saw that, Amy. And that's what you're worried about. And that's what the angels just came in and flooded saying, if you're worried about World War III, no, we've actually averted World War III. That we can't, because of who is in place now, we can't get to the heightened emotional level that would have been required for us to go to World War III. Is it settled to the point that we're going to stop conflict? No. Do they wish that it had resolved a little bit faster than this? Yes. Are we still in the process of resolution? Yes. Everything's still on the table as far as everybody on that side is concerned. But it comes down to free will, and somebody's going to have to bend a knee. And when it comes down to it, America has already bent a knee by sending money. The European countries are starting to bend knees by doing their end with NATO and everything else. No, Ukraine was never going to become part of NATO. If they went into this war thinking that was going to be their benefit, it makes me ask questions as to whether they let it happen. And if that's the case, then definitely no. It's just, there's a lot going on with that, but that it's actually going to come down to Zelensky's decision. He's either going to take a knee and take what he can get, or he's going to keep resisting and keep fighting and lose bit by bit until finally he yields. I mean, inevitably, it's going to have to be Zelensky that yields from what they're saying on the other side. And then on the last little bit before we jump into a sprint that I wanted to cover is my favorite Batman. I am Batman. My favorite Batman died. If none of you heard, Val Kilmer has moved on to the other side. He is shining bright from what I can see. He is fully there. There's a part of him that knew this was coming. He kind of wanted to go. I don't know if that's true. We would have to find out from family, but highly recommend Popcorn Planet and the video that they did highlighting both his successes and his struggles in life. Val, he was an amazing actor, an amazing person. I had heard him speak once or twice before at conventions, and I would have to say that in person, he was just as polite and respectful and diplomatic as he was on the screen. And he was one of the few people in Hollywood that I actually admired and did appreciate as a person versus just a Hollywood star. Did he have his bad moments? We all did. We all do. Nobody's perfect. I mean, there's no way that you've lived through life with being perfect. And especially our generation that didn't have social media. Anyway, so, and this last little bit is for my Authortubers, my book talk. I have watched a couple of my gossip channels literally go off about this debate over the book talk and TikTok and AuthorTube world. No longer adding details or depths to their story, but making it all smut related. And I giggled a little bit because, first of all, I know a lot of people in the AuthorTube community, and a lot of the people in the AuthorTube and Book Talk community are middle-aged women who are either moms or single or work from home. And yes, there's going to be smut in the books. Why this has literally become an argument to the point where it has entered mainstream media. I don't understand what damn, that's my genre. And that's the thing that I was saying is like most of us that are that age in AuthorTube, not me per se, but most of you that I know that's your genre. And I was just like, but that's what the debate is over. The debate is over what the depth of the story versus and the world building versus I just want to make smut. I just want to make money off of smut in a book. Uh, they're basically saying that you need to stop adding so much smut and start working on the world building of the storyline because that's what they're sick of. They're sick of people just, yeah, they're sick of, I guess that's what the debate was over. But I was like, honestly, I was just giggling through the whole thing, thinking to myself, how is my opinion gossip channels now talking about book talk and people I know. I just thought it was cute. But just so y'all know, maybe let's maybe either like let's turn tails and show them that we've actually been removing a lot of the smut from the book. Because from what I know of my friends in book talk, a lot of you remove a lot of what you actually want to put in. So, as a romance writer, I add a lot of story with a few teaspoons of smut. Yeah, and see, and that's why I was also just thinking, like maybe they're not on the right books. We got to figure out how these books are being promoted. But then again, if the industry is a bunch of men pushing out a bunch of these books, yeah, they're going to think that all women want is a bunch of smut. So, anyway, so we're going to do this real quick. We're going to add our 20-minute timer to the sage because we're going to jump into our 20-minute sprint. And then after that, I'm going to cover horoscopes and the last two readings. And Amy's good on her readings. So, yeah. So after this, yeah, we're going to do horoscopes and then readings. And then that'll be the end of the sprint and, or end of the stream. And that's kind of what I wanted to do is keep these a little bit shorter so that I have a little bit more time to work in the background. So 20 minutes on the clock, and I'll see you guys in 20 minutes. In 3, 2, 1, and don't. All right. So that's the end of that sprint. And then we can remove that because we're actually done with those because this is our last little session. So Noah, you wanted from both the decks, but I'm only going to count it as one because these decks are small and you're only supposed to pull one card. So I technically don't even want to. I wish I could do a third one because technically that's what it is, but we'll work with it. So you wanted a love reading or a card from the love deck first, and then after that, no matter what the message is, you wanted a deck from the calming deck. So for those of you that are new here, these are the decks I'm using. This is the love deck that I'm using, and this is the calming deck that I'm using, or that was requested. So Mr. Noah, I can see maybe why you wanted a calming card afterwards. So your message is, this is worth the effort, so put in the work and you will get what you want put in, or get out what you put in. So, and I'm going to say this, sometimes dealing with difficult women, they're worth the payoff. Especially if you're dealing with the type of woman who knows what she wants, how she wants it, when she wants it. I mean, truthfully, in the long run, you're not going to have to question much. It might be a pain in the butt in the beginning, but once you know her and once you get established with that person, it's going to be real easy in the future to be able to move on to work with them. And knowing you, Noah, and how much you hate change, this is a good thing. It might frustrate you right now because it's you having to adjust a little bit to them, but she's a no nonsense, factual kind of young lady. She's going to give you exactly the type of relationship and she's not clingy, which is what you've been wanting. So put in the effort and you will get what you want out of it. So here, the next one is, you said, no matter the answer, I want the calming card. So the next card for you is peace is not something you need to seek out. It lies deep within you. Be silent, still, and it will emerge. So you are, what I take from that is you are causing your own chaos. You are creating the drama in your own head, in your own mind. And I think that's simply because you don't like change. You know, but if you want a partner for the long term, there are some adjustments you're going to have to make, compromise. And she's a good one. So she's worth the work. So there you go, Noah. And I'm glad because, yeah, you've been working for a long time. You've been single like me for a long time. It's about time that things started turning a better direction for you. So I'm happy for you, Noah. And then Chandler, you just wanted a general from the tattoo deck. So we got your tattoo deck. So and you just wanted a general. And these cards are so big. And even though my hands are huge, these ones are still hard to shuffle. It's my own fault because they're my cards. I bought them. But still. General. Wow. Okay. Chandler, from what I'm feeling, I wish you kind of would have checked in sooner. Oh, it was this weekend's hit. Okay. And that's why you didn't. I have a feeling that you didn't check in because Monday you heard that everybody got this hit, but yours is continuing, which is why you're checking in. Oh, yep. I'm going to draw two more for you. The last card's good. Don't kill the messenger. Okay, just remember, I'm listening to this from them, not me. You love me. Okay. Knight of Coins, Seven of Swords, the Fool, Two of Wands in reverse, or two of Wands, two of Wands in reverse, and the Ace of Coins. Ace of Coins. Ace of Coins. Okay, so Knight of Coins. Okay, so Knight of Coins. Study, reflective, meditative, concentration, rule application, instruction. Oh no, that's the Knave of Coins. Oh, I hate it when they do that. No, Knight of Coins. Trustworthy. There we go. See, I did it again. I'm like, that's not the energy for that person. I know it's not. Trustworthy and brave man, methodical, reliable, responsible, decency. Able to finish the task, what is necessary. Okay, so, and it's in reverse. Yes, you are all those things, but we all know depression has been holding you back a little bit, or so that is the feeling. Something hit you hard this weekend, and you're having a hard time pulling out of it. Which I would like to, I would like to get clarity on what hit you, but since it's not in the cards, I have a feeling it's not a direct hit on you, but somebody close to you. But still, sometimes somebody getting close to you getting a hit can feel like you taking a hit. Seven of Swords is cunning and skillfulness, determination that needs to be used for the right purpose, considering escape from an imprisoning situation, manipulation that tends to backfire, watch your back, change of heart, trajectory. So, yeah, you need to change course if you're going like... Okay, and the Fool. Basically, from what I'm seeing, whatever problems are caused now aren't due to whatever happened over the weekend. It's due to how you're handling what happened over the weekend. Okay, both these cards are basically referencing you're not handling the situation well, and it's causing things to go awry, and really awry. And it's going to go even worse if you're not careful, because the third card is the future card in this case, because that's how I did the reading to start out, even though it's a 5-card spread. Give me the Fool. I was a fool for love. I was a fool for love. Okay, give me the Fool. Give me the Fool. I don't like how you have your book set up. Okay, so seeker, innocence, naive, courage, humor, living in the now, journeys outset, burst of energy, everything is open, all paths available, madness, folly, instability, apathy. So basically, yeah, you're being naive but courageous. This is why I needed to get a fourth card, because I was just like, we know, like, it's going to end up bad, but how is it going to end up bad? Because seeker, naive, innocence, courage, living in the now, journey outset, burst of energy, all the young childish actions that happen with a Fool. So 2 of Wands. And I might get my other book because I don't like this book. It's literally driving me crazy. 2 of Wands. Individual success versus codependency, but it's in reverse. Restless, boredom, dissatisfaction with current lot, seeking greener pastures, restraint, getting needs met. So yeah, you're wow. It's really, from what they're saying, it's your behavior. The way you're responding to this situation is actually what's causing the problems. Change how you're responding, and you might see a change to the way people are handling the situation around you. And the Ace of Coins. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know if this is. Well, you'll have to. Chandler, you'll have to verify for me if this is true, but evidently your angels are saying that they brought in this card because of the fact that you asked for this reading and you're going to hear what I have to say. That's why they're bringing in the Ace of Coins. Which, again, I hate this book. Treasury, riches, prosperity, attainment, recognition, contentment, fulfillment. May relate to work, triumph, profit. So basically your angels are saying you need to start doing this a little bit sooner to get to not have this happen first. Okay. And if you took this hit on Friday, like everybody else took a hit on Friday, and I mean like everybody I know took a hit on Friday, and you've been carrying and responding negatively to this since Friday, and today's Wednesday, I can see why your angels are like, hey, next time come and get a reading and check in on what's going on before you spend an entire week going through emotional hell. Okay. It's better to have one day of emotional hell than a whole week of emotional hell. Okay. Come to me sooner, bro. That's and you've got the 5 for $20 deal. I mean, if it's this easy, I could have easily told you it's how you're responding, to change the way you're responding, and then everything you've been going through the last 3 days, your angels are saying that you would have been able to avoid. So on that note, we're going to jump into horoscopes real quick. There is a lot of energy towards messages coming in, information coming in. So just know when you hear me say communications or whatever, it's communications both ways this time. It's not necessarily you communicating with others, but actually others communicating with you. I had to clarify that because as I was typing up the readings during my meditations, I realized that without saying that and repeating myself every single time, it was going to be hard to explain the energies in the horoscope, if that makes sense. Okay, so just real quick, we're going to cover the sun, moon, Mars, or sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars energies, and then we're going to jump right into horoscopes. And here comes the angels because I start burping. Every time. Okay. And just so you know, for anybody who's new, the way I cover horoscopes is I start with Aries and go all the way through to the end. I leave Scorpio to the end because I am a Scorpio. And if I try to cover Scorpios halfway through, my angels start coming in with messages. I get all discombobulated and then I'm no use to you. So on that note, we have, I want to say we've got good energies coming in, but it's literally going to be given. We're dealing. There's no Gemini in the chart for some reason, or the moon's in Gemini. That's why. I was about to say there's no Gemini in the chart for some reason, but the moon in Gemini for the next 3 days is causing the flip flop of energies from a focus to emotions to a focus to work. So you're going to see that as I do the horoscopes throughout the days. Okay. Sun in Aries, energies to leap forward, opportunities for those to push forward to do so quickly, go-getter type energies with focus on individual goals. In the moon in Gemini, we've got pleasant, fun, wit, charm, and time of banter type energies. Interesting, entertaining, changing, and inquiry information type energies, collecting, gossiping, and interesting news. Curiosity, nervousness, restlessness, and worry, seeking mental stimulation during this time is strong. Mercury in Pisces is ideas become infused with imagination and sensitivity. That's not mine. I just realized that. That's not. I am so confused. Where did that come from? So that is Moon in Gemini, but that's okay, interesting. Mercury in Pisces. That's weird. Mercury in Pisces. Ideas become infused with imagination sensitivity, idealist and dreamy thoughts that are difficult to rationalize. Mind energies are prone to fancy and daydreaming. Venus in Pisces. Power to forgive and strengthens Power to forgive is strengthened since your compassion is high. Deep need to find a soulmate connection, and love knows no boundaries. But also remember, Mercury and Venus are both in retrograde. Mercury until the 7th, Venus until the 12th. Okay. Mars in Cancer is focused on domestic and emotional securities, greater urgency to protect loved ones with hypersensitivity. Okay. So Moon in Gemini, I want to double check something on that. That looks like my notes that I spoke into my phone when I was meditating. So I just think it's weird that that ended up in here. I'm going to have to look to see. Note to self, since you're going to watch this back, double check to see if your notes are connected to your computer and vice versa. If so, disconnect it, because we can't do that update. That doesn't work for us. Okay, so Aries. We're going to cover what I'm going to cover today's energies just as a rough overview, and then we're going to cover Thursday and Friday energies, okay? And that's for every sign. For Aries, we've got cooperative, harmonious, and negotiating type energies with confrontational undertones today. For Wednesday, investigative and discovery type energies with past actions with possible rewarding undertones. Curiosity and harmonious energies in communications and connections with warm and genuine undertones by the end of day. For Thursday, tomorrow, we've got confident and creative energies with healing undertones. Memories and dreams come to the mental forefront, so be careful not to get lost in your own thoughts. Midday, inspiring and intriguing intellectual energies and communications and connections with the ability to boost others' spirits comes in by the end of day on Thursday. On Friday, you start out with resourceful and informational energies in resources, talents, and money. Harmonizing energies in improvements and progress with practical applications. Strong energies towards emotions, changes that can stir up buried feelings by the end of day for you, Aries. So my sensitive Aries, be careful Friday afternoon. Don't get involved, especially with Venus in retrograde. Just be careful in the romance and intimate department. Don't get your feelers hurt, okay? On Wednesday for my Tauruses, today you had some pleasing, apathetic energies on the friendships and social side, appreciative, effective, and accepting energies in communications and connections. You needed to watch for powerful and overindulging energies with undertones of practical and the fundamental by the end of day. For tomorrow, we've got motivating and problem-solving energies with compassion and knowledgeable undertones, confident and empowering energies in leadership with the ability to boost your reputation, change in currents and patterns, especially in routines, with diversified energies and communications can stir up unwanted emotions by end of day for you Tauruses, okay? So be careful on Thursdays. On Friday, you've got independent, exceptional, and learning type energies with inspirations in communications to start off the day. Enthusiastic and motivating energies in endeavors and challenges. Attractive, attainable, and achieving type energies towards challenges and hard hurdles towards the end of day. So you be careful for your feelers on Thursday, Tauruses, but you're going to be able to move mountains by Friday afternoon or Friday evening, okay? For my Geminis, today you had admiration and attention-seeking filled energies with appreciations for performance and communications and projects. Harmonizing, beautifying, and pampering energies with underlying pursuits to attract. Appealing, harmonious, and attractive energies in opportunities comes in by end of day today. Tomorrow, you start out with creative, understanding, and problem-solving energies with strong visualizing undertones. Strong mental energies for exploring and intuitive-based ventures comes in midday for you with powerful, creative, and imaginative energies with a focus on goals and friendships by end of day. On Friday, you've got refreshing, stabilizing, and inspiring energies with a focus on work, career, and your reputation. Practical, refining, and manageable energies in business and money matters comes in by midday for you, but with restful, relaxing, and recomposing energies with a focus on downtime and rest by the end of day. If you think you're going to want to go out partying on Friday nights, Geminis, nope. You're more than likely going to end up on your couch with popcorn and a good movie and enjoy it. You needed a little bit of rest and downtime. For my Cancers, today you had overwhelming, all-consuming mental energies with an ability to get stuck on one idea. Cooperative, warming, and interesting energies in plans and affairs came in midday with preparing, optimizing, and scrutinizing, but with secretive energies and a focus on the long term by the end of day. On Thursday, you're going to have strong processing and focused energies on business and professional life to start. Open-minded and perspective-oriented energies with information that can come from unusual sources. Mysterious problem-solving and discovery-based energies with an ability to beautify imperfections by end of day. My angels, I made a note. My angels actually said, good night to play the game of Clue if you're a Cancer. So Friday, you're going to have exciting, decision-oriented, and involved energies with a focus on relationships and travel. You're going to have harmonizing, boosting, motivating energies with the ability to fine-tune the long-term projects by midday. You've got corrective, pleasant, and progressive energies in networking and communications by the end of day for my Cancers on Friday. Okay. For my Leos, we've got subtle and tactful energies with approachable undertones to start off the day on Wednesdays. Rewarding, positive, and warm energies in communications and exchanges, especially with partners and networking. Revelations, realizations, and epiphany type energies with a strong focus on meditation undertones, especially by the end of day today. On Thursday, you're going to have inspiring, hopeful, and imaginative energies with a focus on dreams and goals to start off your Thursday. Motivating, perspective-based, and knowledgeable energies with partnering and connecting undertones comes in midday for you with reflecting, holistic, and logical-based energies in partnerships and relationships by the end of day. On Friday, you've got attention-oriented and practical energies with a focus on fulfillment and emotional pursuits. Problem-solving, courageous, and transitional energies with the ability to draw strength from your inner self comes in midday. Motivating, patient, palpable, and interesting type energies in work and endeavors comes in end of day on Fridays for you. Leos, truthfully, if you want to party this weekend, I would null and void it and focus on work. You're going to have a lot of oomph energy behind you to do so. For my Virgos, today we've had very diplomatic, cooperative, and tactful energies, especially in relations and connections, with an ability to smooth over rough edges. Balancing and middle ground type energies with a focus on surface emotions came in midday, with reputation-oriented and responsible energies with a status-building undertone, especially with confident and positive responding energies by the end of day. On Thursday, you're going to have exposing and revelation-based energies in health habits and that are going to expose patterns to start change. Creative, intuitive, and discovery-based energies with a focus on methods and routines comes in midday for you. Intimate, inspiring, and positive energies in relationships ends the day for you Virgos on Thursday. On Friday, sorry, my head is like, oh my gosh, because sorry, and this, I'm just going to say it because if I don't say it, my brain's not going to stop glitching because it's driving me crazy. One of my really close friends literally had exactly the diplomatic, cooperative, tactful energies and relations and connections with the ability to smooth over rough edges with the balancing and middle ground energies on a focus of surface emotions. Like that is literally, like, I witnessed that today with this person, and so my head was just like, look, it's so sorry about that. But anyway, on Friday, we've got reinforcing, rewarding, and bonding energies and interests and ideas with special focus on friends. Inspiring education and skillful energies with new ideas and connections comes in midday for you on Friday, Virgos, with romantic, intimate, and opportunistic energies with the ability to share and connect in practical and important ways by the end of day on Friday. So have fun, Virgos, because you're going to have both an emotional pull, but also a very stabilizing pull for the weekends. Okay. Libras, today we had socializing, peaceful energies and duties and routines with motivating and pleasing energies and with impossible enlightenments from others, blah, 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 blah. Beautifying, harmonizing, and graceful energies and routines and relationships came in with the ability to represent oneself consciously by end of day. On Thursday for you Libras, we've got creative, inspirational, and enjoyment-based energies in romance and personal. Problem-solving energies with the ability to see patterns in situations comes in midday for you, with harmonizing, balancing, and beautifying energies in significant relationships by end of day. On Friday for my Libras, we've got beneficial, changing energies with a focus on finances, health, and work. Faithful, structured, and spontaneous energies with a focus on developing sensible habits comes in midday for you, with innovative, developing, and interesting energies in competitions and ventures with a strong need for improvements by end of day. So it's going to be all about fixing habits this week or the end of the week for you Libras. For my Sagittarius, we've got creative, harmonious, and enjoyment-focused energies that started off Wednesday, especially with a focus in home and personal. Perspective-oriented and discovery-type energies in love and family affairs came in midday with positive and satisfying energies and emotions and relationships by the end of day. On Thursday for my Sagittarius, we've got problem solving and improving energies with learning and tactical undertones, insightful, knowledgeable, and healing energies and communications and connections with creative, strategic, and planning energies with the ability to see patterns as well by the end of day on Thursday. On Friday for my Sagittariuses, we've got motivating, supportive, and disciplined energies in work and endeavors. Organized, intuitive, and sensible energies with a focus on work and health comes in midday. Investigative, researching, and discovery type energies with a focus on making forward moving progress by the end of day for you Sagittariuses. Both you Sag and Libras, it's all about making changes. And Capricorns, you kind of follow in the same suit. So for Wednesdays, for my Capricorns, we had pleasing, focused, and harmonizing type energies with a focus on agreements and inspirations. Teaching and instructional type energies with strong communication style came in midday for you with a focus on new projects and interests for long-term fulfillment by the end of day. On Thursday, you've got clear, thorough, motivating, and revelation type energies and resources and talents with an ability to build and develop for the future. You've got creative, comfortable, and progressive energies in discussions and connections that'll come in midday with comfort and security type energies in home and with a focus on home and family by the end of day. On Friday, you've got on Friday, my Capricorns have perspective-oriented energies. On Friday, my Capricorns have perspective-oriented energies with uncontrollable aspects, especially in projects and studies. Use this time to find meaningful ways to process the information. Creative, structured, and tangible energies in talents and resources comes in midday with a focus on motivation for desire. Strong, productive, inspiring, and solution-oriented energies comes in conversations and communications for my Capricorns by the end of day on Fridays. For my Aquariuses, you've got strong, active, and creative mental energies with the ability to focus on personal needs. On Wednesday, appealing, attractive, and desirable energies with a pull towards comfort comes in midday for you with critical and expansive mental energies in finance and business with the ability to cooperate with confidence by the end of day. On Thursday, you're going to have appealing, appreciative, and powerful energies in comfort and pleasure. Strong, expansive, and expressive energies in mental and business that comes in midday on Thursday for you with engaging, cooperating, and confident energies in emotion and self by the end of day. On Friday, my Aquariuses have discovery-oriented focusing and inspiring energies with a strong pull towards improvements and changes, especially in money and home endeavors. Thriving, motivating, and forward-moving energies in work and business with the ability to embrace change and grow from shortcomings comes in midday. Strong focus on change and movements in relationships and connections with confidence and the vital energies in self-care and health come in for you Aquariuses by end of day. You guys are the Aquariuses. You guys have the worst back and forth that I saw on everybody of the chart. So take it easy, self-soothe when you need to. For my Pisces on Wednesday, we had regenerating, refilling, and restful energies in emotion and home. Diplomatic and warm energies in communications and confrontations with strong negotiating and gravitating energies, especially in domestic and comforts by end of day. On Thursdays for my Pisces, we've got improving, clearing, and understanding energies with the ability to break through from past situations. Enlightening, awe-inspiring, and confident energies in money and resources comes in midday for you with problem-solving, forward-moving, and dreaming type energies in routines and conversations with happy and genuine undertones by end of day. On Friday, we have powerful, improving, expressing, and inspiring energies and communications and connections for you, Pisces, with critical but satisfying energies in travel and transportations by midday. Empowering, exciting, and understanding type energies with opportunistic undertones, with the ability to advance through messages or a visit. Creative, romantic, and interested-oriented energies comes in for you, especially in the romance and intimate sector by end of day. Pisces, you have a lot going on Friday, so be careful, okay? That, like, looking over that, I was like, you are literally just going to have a lot of energy flowing and in all different directions on Friday, so don't get overwhelmed. For my Scorpios, last but not least, for my Scorpios. Today, we had strong, attractive, appealing energies with a focus on personal enjoyment, superficial and surface-based emotional energies with increased self-acceptance came in midday, learning and improvising energies in self and interpersonal with the ability for clarity and in complicated situations by end of day. While, yes, I can confirm all of that happened today. Into Thursday. Improving, changing, and reassessing energies for you Scorpios comes in with a focus on routines and home and the ability to create balance. Discovery, exploring, and investigative type energies with an ability to gain wisdom and a focus on security and belongings comes in midday. Confident and competitive energies in communications and opportunities is how you're going to round off your Thursday. On Friday, you're going to have creative and structurized energies in hobbies and pursuits with a boost in relationships and connections. Establishing attention-oriented and random energies with the ability for constructive and discovery. Surprising, unusual, philosophical, and motivating energies comes in by the end of day, especially in work with a focus on honoring your craft or honing your craft, by the end of day. So, we have a lot of work kind of focused energies. We have a lot of repairing, hobby, detail. Basically, we're going to be spending the next 3 days streamlining our lives to better move on for the future. And I'm not surprised because that's usually what happens around April. Stop. Okay, so that is the end of our stream. It's not the end of my work day because I got a lot more work to do, but it is the end of this stream. I do appreciate everybody that has come in to say hi, everybody that came into the comments and said hi, everybody that's said hi through other means that are, I know I see you watching and I appreciate it. Just remember to like and subscribe, click that button, do all the stuff that makes the algorithm happy and, you know, YouTube makes them happy. So on that note, go ahead and hold up your classes and we're going to say our goodbye cheers. May your angels be strong. May your energies be positive, and may karma be ever in your favor. And I will see you guys on Friday. Bye.